Hey guys, this is a 20-minute pre-run yoga flow. I do want to apologize that my voice is a little hoarse, but I hope you still enjoy this video. Thanks for watching. Begin standing with your feet a little bit wider than hip distance. Relax your shoulders. Lift your toes, spread them as wide as you can, and set them down. Close your eyes. Begin to breathe in and out through your nose. And just noticing how your body sways gently side to side. When you're ready, step your feet together, lift your toes, spread them wide, and set them down. Eyes are still closed. Arms are heavy. Shoulders relaxed away from your ears. Feel your chin so it's parallel to the floor. Relax the space between your eyebrows and begin to connect even deeper to your breath. As you inhale, lift your arms. As you exhale, send the right arm forward and left arm back in a big circle, inhaling at the top. And as you exhale, send the left arm forward and right arm back, inhaling back to the top. Inhale, right arm forward, left arm back. Taking it over to the other side, left arm forward, right arm back. On the next inhale, interlace the fingers, press the palms up to the sky, look up. Get as long as you can. And on your next inhale, come forward into a gentle forward fold. So bend the knees, open up the feet a little bit wider than hip distance. We'll take ragdoll pose. Everything's super easy here, so begin to rock back and forth. Maybe you want to stay in stillness. Keep the knees at a micro bend and let your upper body be really heavy. Option to sway side to side, whatever feels good for you, do that. On your next inhale, walk your feet so they're hip distance. Bend the knees, tuck the tailbone, and round all the way up, letting your head come up last. On your next inhale, roll your shoulders back. Feeling every movement, letting your arms be heavy. And as you inhale, lift your arms and look up. Interlace the fingers, press the palms to the sky. Get as long as you can. And on your next inhale, step the left foot off the mat, reach the arms up and over the body to the left, breathing from the top of the right hip all the way through the right fingertips. Inhale back to center, taking it over to the other side. Breathing space between the left ribs. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, melt forward into a forward fold. Take the feet a little wider than hip distance, grab opposite elbows for ragdoll pose. Then bend the knees deeply and bring the arms up overhead, hands still on the elbows. As you exhale, melt forward. As you inhale, bend the knees, lift the arms, trying to keep the arms in line with the ears, but relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Forward fold and inhale, lift. Just warming up the body, breathing into the backs of the legs. As you inhale, release. Step the feet together, halfway lift. Hands can be in line with the toes or on the shins to modify with a little bit of a bend in the knees. Whatever works for you, do that. As you exhale, bring the chin towards the shins, forward fold. Picturing your hip joints over your ankles. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Draw shoulder blades toward one another. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees. Step the left foot back and bring the left knee down. As you inhale, lift the right arm. Imagine your shoulders are stacked. Look up. Curl the left toes. Keeping your arms just like this, we're going to rotate the arms until the right fingertips are pointing back behind you, left fingertips forward. Keep rotating until your right fingertips come down to your left leg and lift the left arm. Look up. Breathe space from your fingertips all the way down to the left knee. And on your next inhale, windmill the arms down. Rise up off that knee, come into high lunge. Right knee directly over the ankle or slightly behind. As you exhale, bend the knee and the elbow, step to the front of the mat. As you exhale, forward fold. Envisioning hip joints over the ankles. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, melt forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, melt forward. Inhale, bend the knees deeply. Step the right foot to the back of the mat and bring the right knee down. As you inhale, lift the left arm. Imagine the shoulders are stacked. Reach as high as you can, look up. Keep your arms just like this. We'll rotate into warrior two arms. It's a little bit of a balance here, so no worries if you're having trouble meeting your balance. When you're ready, rotate the arms. So we're bringing the left fingertips down to the right leg, lifting the right arm up to the sky, breathing space and length from the right knee all the way up through the right fingertips. When you're ready, windmill the arms down. Rise up off the back knee. Find your sense of balance. Move as slow or as quickly as you need to. And as you inhale, rise up to high lunge. Left knee directly over the ankle or slightly behind. Bend the knee and the elbow, step to the front of the mat. Exhale, melt forward, fingers in line with the toes or hands on the shins. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands also on the shins to modify. Exhale, forward fold, hip joints over the ankles. Inhale, bend the knees deeply, tuck the tailbone round all the way up to standing. On your next inhale, pull the right knee in towards the chest. Spread the right toes, activate the right foot, stand as tall as you can, try not to lean back. Use your core strength to keep that right leg lifted. Relax the shoulders away from your ears, bring your left hand to your left hip, and open up the right leg so the knee is in line with your body. Try to keep your hips even. Inhale, come back to center. We're going to cross here for eagle pose. Open up the arms. We'll send the left elbow underneath the right, and then pull the arms down. Shoulder blades draw toward each other. Back is long. Squeezing the legs together, squeezing the arms together. And as you inhale, lift. And as you exhale, we'll come into warrior three. So right toes point straight down to the ground. Hips are even. Body is the capital letter T. Step back super slowly. Coming into high lunge. And then open up for warrior two. So the outer edge of the right foot is parallel with the short edge of the mat. Arms are strong. Palms facing down. And on your next inhale, lift your left arm. Breathe space between the ribs. On your next inhale, bring the left elbow to the leg and lift the right arm by your ear. Inhale, warrior two. Acknowledge the pose. And windmill the arms down, stepping back. Hugging the knee in towards the forehead and then coming into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Step the feet up the mat a couple of inches just to clarify your foundation. Push the mat away, spread the fingertips, and plug into the mat. Let the head go, gazes towards the navel. As you inhale, rise onto the toes, bend the knees, and hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Feet together, knees together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, tuck the tailbone round all the way up, head comes up last. Roll your shoulders back, stand nice and tall. On your next inhale, invite the left knee in towards the chest. Activate the left foot. Use your core strength to lift the leg, try not to lean back. Shoulders relaxed away from your ears, shoulder blades drawn toward one another. Inhale, right hand to the hip. Open up the left leg. Bring it in line with your body. We're slowly going to make our way into eagle pose. So when you're ready, come back to center. Begin to bend the standing leg. And we'll cross the left leg over the right. Maybe even tuck the toes if you can. Open up the arms and send the right elbow underneath the left. Pull the arms down. If this is too much for you, you can just press the forearms together. if you're really tight in the chest and shoulder area. Back is long. Squeeze the legs, squeeze the arms. Maintain your sense of balance and your connection to your breath as you inhale, release. As you exhale, warrior 3. Left toes point down towards the mat. Hips are even, inner thigh of the left leg spinning up towards the sky. With control, begin to bend the front leg as you step back for high lunge. And then we'll open up to warrior 2. So outer edge of the left foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat. You may need to take a wider step. We want to have the front knee directly over the ankle or slightly behind. Arms are strong, look out over that right middle finger. And on your next inhale, send the left fingertips to the left leg and lift the right arm. Breathe space between the ribs. As you inhale, we'll come forward, taking the elbow to the leg and lifting the left arm overhead. Look up at the hand if that's okay for your neck, or look straight down. As you inhale, warrior 2, acknowledge the pose and windmill the hands down. Stepping back into chaturanga. And as you inhale, come into up dog. As you exhale, roll over the toes, downward facing dog, and step your feet up the mat a couple of inches just to clarify the foundation. Let the inner thighs spinning up towards the sky, picturing the body as an upside down letter V. On your next inhale, lift the right leg. We'll bend the knee and touch the knee to the left elbow, down to the wrist, up to the elbow, three-legged dog. A little bit of core work here. Set the foot down, we'll take it to the other side, lift the left leg as high as you can, spread the toes. Bend the knee, shoulders over wrists, left knee touches the right elbow, slides down to the wrist, up to the elbow, and comes back into three-legged dog. Get as long as you can. And then come into downward facing dog, and on your next inhale, come forward, bringing the knees down to the ground and sending yourself into child's pose. Head is heavy, arms out in front or down by your side, your choice. Hips back towards your feet. As you inhale, sit up and press the mat away from you. Hands by your knees, rounding your upper back. And on your next inhale, we'll rise up. As you inhale, lean back, come forward. Lean back, come forward. From here, we're going to go into camel pose after this last lean back. We want to make sure that our knees are hip distance, feet are directly behind the knees. Hands to the hips. As you inhale, press your hips forward, begin to lean back, let your head go if that's okay for your neck. Stay here, or if you want to take the full expression of the pose, bring your hands back towards your feet, resting them on the bottoms of the heels. Lift your heart, send your hips forward, let your head go, breathe. When you're ready to release, come right into child's pose without stopping at the top. But challenge yourself to stay here for a breath or two. And then when you're ready, immediately go into child's pose. We always want to quickly move into child's pose without a pause, because if you pause at the top, you may get dizzy and feel lightheaded, and we want to avoid that. Take a deep breath in as you exhale. Exhale with a sigh through your mouth. Let something go. And then come back to the connection to your breath, and on your next inhale, lift the hips up into downward facing dog. Inhale into the toes, bend the knees, hop forward. As you inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up with a flat back. Exhale, hands to the heart. Activate your core strength. And on your next inhale, sit super low all the way down to the ground and extend the legs out in front. Remove the flesh underneath, and we'll cross the right foot over the left thigh. Activate the left toes, hug the knee in towards your body, and then sit up really tall. Draw shoulder blades toward one another, sit up even taller. Hug the knee in even more, breathe into the back of the right hip. Spread the left toes, right foot firmly planted into the ground. On your next inhale, we're going to lift up the right foot and wrap the arms around the leg. The other option, modified version, is to take the arms underneath the flesh of the calf muscle. Whatever feels best for you, do that. This is a good hip opener. Really gets into the back of that hip. But the trick is to stay seated really tall. When you're ready, we'll take it to the other side. So activate the right foot, cross the left leg over the right. Hug the knee in, breathe into the back of the leg, sit really tall. Shoulder blades draw toward one another, and relax the shoulders away from the ears. With each breath, find some sort of tension or something you're holding onto that you don't need anymore, and zap it with the breath. When you're ready, we'll wrap the arms around. So one arm is around the knee and the other is around the bottom of the foot. This is pretty intense, so if you're really tight, take it the other way I showed you with your arms underneath the flesh of the calf muscle. When you're ready, gently release the pose. We'll take the feet mat distance, send the arms out in front, and super slow, roll all the way down to the ground. Take your time getting there, use your core strength. And then send the arms up overhead and get as long as you can. Point your toes, reach your fingers away from you. On your next inhale, lift your right leg. Grab hold of the bottom of the right foot and pull the knee in towards the armpit. So this is happy baby variation. We're extending out of the bottom of the left foot and imagining that we are able to walk on the ceiling with that right foot. So we want to keep it parallel to the ground. When you're ready, take it over to the other side. Bring the knee into the armpit, press out of the bottom of the right foot, and then flex that left foot as if you're able to walk on the ceiling. Tuck your chin a little bit so the back of the neck is very long. And when you're ready, release the pose. On your next inhale, bend both legs. Feet are pointed straight out away from you. Try not to let the toes splay out to the side. Press into the feet, feet are hip distance. Lift the hips and clasp the hands underneath. Press the arms into the ground, rock side to side so you're on the sides of your arms and you can lift your chest for bridge pose. Want the feet underneath the knees, rather the ankles underneath the knees, lifting up the hips and breathing into the hip flexors and the whole front body. Feet are firmly planted on the ground. And when you're ready, gently release the pose. Take the arms out to the side. On your next inhale, take the knees over to the right, keeping your feet where they are. Breathe into the top of the left leg, across the left hip. On your next inhale, come back to center and take it over to the other side, feeling the stretch across the top of the right thigh and over the right hip. As you inhale, come back to center. As you exhale, extend the legs out, mat distance apart, palms facing up. We'll take final shavasana here, letting your body absorb all the good things it just did. Close your eyes. Let go of the connection to your breath and just breathe naturally. The video will end here, but try to stay here for at least 5 minutes. Thanks so much for practicing with me today. Please like, share, and subscribe.